Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome to the Roast House podcast. I'm your host, Dino. We got a lot of topics to talk about tonight, but let me first introduce the people who are going to be in the podcast. Actually, before we do that, first thing I want to let you guys know, CD won't be in the podcast tonight. He has a little graduation thing, so congratulations to him. If anything, it's not really little; it's a pretty big deal. So huge shout out to CD. I see him in the chat. Congrats, man.
What in the world? Okay, so OBS keeps doing this thing every time to where Discord, when I unmute my mic on Discord, it mutes it on OBS. I just did it again. So that's ugly. But we're back. I just wanted to say the one thing I did say before stream, I'm sorry, is the Game Awards was shite. And Discord is also shite because it wants to, for some reason, hook up to OBS Studio and mute my microphone every time I mute it on OBS, or on Discord. So we're not going to mute on Discord anymore. I'm just going to do it remotely from my Go XLR, but we should be good now. But Dino, if you want to hop into the topic for, I know you've been wanting to talk about it for a while now. It's been on your mind for a couple of days.
Actually, I think Fez should open this up.
Yeah, because Fez
was really vocal about it, but I will be too. But I think that he could really introduce this really well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when it happens to you on a personal note or whatever, but I had a friend message me basically regarding that, he couldn't talk in a chat unless it was about the game, and I was like, what? He messaged me basically saying that, anytime I go to your stream, I'm not going to talk. And I was like, why? And explained to me that if it's not about the game, then I shouldn't be talking. That's what, another streamer said. And it kind of was like, really? You said that? And it kind of like puts a fire under me that like, that's not a community way of thinking, like, we're there for a game, yes, but we're also there for the person that's there playing the game.
Right.
So it kind of like it defeats the purpose of playing a video game if you're not going to get an audience, because nobody's going to come in there and talk about the same knowledge that everybody knows about. I mean, it's common knowledge. I'm not going to go into a Smash Brothers stream knowing good and well everyone knows more than me about one particular character, And I'm not going to sit there and talk about that one. No, it's just not. No.
Well, I mean, it's crazy to me because the thing is with that is you can't have a community if you do it that way, man. It's like, you want to create an atmosphere where your viewers can come in and be like, my day was like this, my day was like that. How was your day? Have a conversation within the chat, but also have a conversation with a streamer and enjoy the game in the background. Like, you never want that to be the main focus. Like, so I don't know what the fuck these guys are talking about when they stream. It's crazy when you see people do that, to be completely honest. I can't imagine it. Whenever I see somebody focus on stuff like that, or if they make me feel weird for bringing up a different topic in chat, I leave. Like, I'm gone. I don't even give the streamer a chance at that point if they do that. So I just think it's a bad look. I don't know.
Yeah, but it kind of like, I know Dino's about to go ham on this, and before I let him talk, he already knows, we all know, it's kind of like you're kind of like dividing it. You're kind of like trying to divide the community you're trying to build, and that's wrong, because nobody's going to come there for just the video games. Right. They're coming there because of you. And I've been streaming for a couple years, and I've made a lot of friends, and it's like, they come to my streams, and they've came to my streams, I've gone to their streams, and it's like we all have this neutral thing where we're not just like there to be entertained by a game, but also entertained with the company.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's like when I first heard about that junk, I mean, it's completely irrational, totally 100% irrational, because that's kind of like playing a game and somebody says, hey, it's my birthday, and that's like saying, fudge your birthday, man, it's all about this game, you don't got nothing to contribute here, then get the heck out. You know what I mean? I really don't like that because it's very dull. It's like That's all you're going to talk about? What about how's your day been? What did you do? What struggles did you have to deal with? I mean, all of that really helps the streamer and the viewers like have that realistic connection, even though you're not connected in real life. It's like everybody's connected through common interest, and that's one of the biggest things about social media, streaming, and all of that stuff. Why do you think people come to streams when they see a favorite game they played? Like, for example, I was playing Pokemon Platinum at one time, and then OG came in and was hyped because it was like, hey, that's one of my favorite games, and then we get into different discussions about it. It's not just about the game. It's like, you just, like you guys just said, it screws up the community, it screws up the vibe. People gonna definitely want to dip because it's like the streamer just doesn't give, don't you know, they don't care about you. They just care about doing the game, and everyone focus on them. It's not all about the streamer.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing that comes out of that is like, if you limit your streams to just the game, people will leave like right away. I mean, some may, if for whatever reason, they may stay and just not say anything. But in reality, is like you are, I don't know, you're kind of limiting everything the people are doing in your stream. So like they can't even have freedom of speech, or like they can't even have like a normal discussion with you. And like if there's people in chat that want to talk and they want to talk about something else, that's totally fine. If you're limiting people to just talk about the game, you're gonna lose like hell, maybe like 95% of the people that watch you. Like that's just kind of how that is. Unless you're known for like a pro gamer or something, maybe there's probably a slight maybe that a majority of your viewers would probably just talk about the game. But honestly, every stream that I go to, most of them literally just talk about the things that go on in life, or what they enjoy, or something that popped up, right? So that's just one of the things that comes with that, is like it's kind of like limiting, like not even just the viewers, but it's limiting the streamer. I don't even know why you'd want to do that. Like what are you trying to accomplish at that point? Like, isn't the part of streaming to like connect and talk with people, right? So like if they're not doing that, then like what's the purpose of streaming? Like, I don't understand. Like, you can say, oh, well, my purpose is I'm going to show gameplay. Well, that makes no sense. If you wanted to show gameplay, you can just screen share it or something on Skype or Discord with your friends at that point, or
Right.
whoever wants to see it. But, like, don't stream at that point if you're not here to interact. I've always said that before. But if you're not talking to people, like, and it's not connecting with people and just about a game, that's the most boring thing ever.
Well, so you got the people that do exactly what we're saying, but they'll also not even mention that they're, that they don't like that. They'll literally sit there and ignore every comment that
Right.
has nothing to do with what they're doing. So that's also frustrating.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
even tonight, like perfect example, I was just done streaming. I had like, I would say there was like 80, 100 viewers. My boy Dave hit me with the raid 2. It was a very short stream, but one thing I've noticed is not many people talk about the game. I mean, for that stream, my Mario World speedruns and all this other stuff, like nobody really talks about the game. They always talk about something else, and that's just how it's supposed to be. So if you're limiting people from that, like who's gonna stay? Like they have no incentives to stay. They have no incentive to be there. The only people that will be there is like the really, 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 really hardcore people, and you should be lucky as hell they're giving you that big of a chance to just talk about the game. And if you
Right.
don't talk about the game, you can't talk at all.
Yeah, it's true, and it's crazy. Like, how I just started on Twitch and everything like that, and I'm having all these problems with my internet for like the last couple of days. There's still people coming through that are just like, oh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it just shows like there's people there that are, part of your community and will be there no matter what happens with you. So, I mean, just different impacts and aspects. I mean, and the way we do things, it really isn't for the other benefits. It's like the people that come to our streams, it's pretty much a community love thing, you know?
Yep, exactly. I mean, this episode is kind of like a part 2 continuation of last episode, to be honest, because last episode we talked a lot about community and stuff like that, and this episode, I mean, it's the same thing, but it's like more in depth, just to show you like it sucks that there's so many pieces of shit out there. I mean, like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm sorry if you're a streamer in this chat and you don't mean to be, or anybody watching or listening, if you do this and you don't mean to be a piece of shit, please don't do this, because a lot of some people do this on purpose, man. I've met people who do this on purpose.
Hey, check it. You want to hear what gets worse though? Check it. I think yesterday, me and Dino know about this because I was sitting there, chit chat with him. But there was this guy that literally was streaming, right? Did Uber while he was streaming. Left the stream on. He was sitting there doing Uber, and then like as soon as he gets up, he's like, "Oh, I gotta go Uber. I gotta go make money." And as soon as he gets up, he's got a little thing that behind his chair says, "Be right back."
Dude,
to Uber.
I saw that, and somebody in chat was like, "Yeah, this is pretty normal for X."
Like, are you kidding me?
Wait,
and then like
in the middle?
Yes, no, he straight up got up midstream.
He did it twice. I've seen it 2 or 3 times, bro.
Midstream said he got to go make money and hopped in an Uber and left his stream on.
Just imagine him running to the car and having to go back to stream like homie did last night.
making a subway run. Uber driver's like, "Why you out of breath?" It's like, "I just left my stream, had to run down 4 flights of stairs."
Bro, the thing is, there's another thing though I want to bring out as well. During that, right, he was going against a boss or whatever, and as soon as he got the boss, he's like, "I just beat Nemesis." He's like, "And not 1 GG." He's like, "There's 61 of you in here. Are you guys all bots?" I was like, "What?"
That actually leads us to our next topic, kinda, because I think we were supposed to talk about this too, but that was like one of the examples that Fez said, and that was pretty much that not everyone's gonna type in chat, okay? But you can't force people to type in chat. We're gonna talk about this too with the community aspect. But there's a lot of streamers, and I feel it's I wouldn't say, would I say majority? I think it depends how you look at it. I mean, the streamers that I know personally who are streamers, like I can name a few, like Vinny and United Gamer and Asteroid. I can name so many, but like I would say I can't really use them as examples because they're like more established streamers. Like they're not really on the smaller end.
Right.
But I hate using that term, but I have to, because I mostly know it from the smaller end. But this guy was different, okay? He was actually a bigger channel. So, like, the fact that he did it like that was kind of weirding me out. But not everyone's going to type. The guy had 60 viewers, as Fez said. And, he beat, like, this Nemesis character. And all of a sudden, like, no one was saying GG or anything like that. And, he said that comment, and then obviously people talked after. But, like, it kind of forces viewers to talk. Right? Like, not everyone's going to talk. Some people like to lurk. There's so many people that love to have something in the background. So the fact that you're trying to, like, force people to say something, or, like, calling them, like, in a sense, if you're calling them not real people, because essentially if you're calling somebody a bot, you're basically calling them not real people. So imagine technically being called, indirectly, being called a bot, even though you're not a bot. Yeah, and that's a hit in the face too, and a lot of those viewers didn't know that because they're all sheep. Like, real talk, those viewers that he had were sheep. They all loved whatever he did. Just like the thing that you showed me where he went to stream, and maybe notifications didn't hit or whatever, but he had like 18 people watching, and then he was like, "If I don't get like this many viewers, I'm ending the stream." Not even joking. That guy did that too.
It makes no sense. It's just like,
right.
It just goes to show that there's people out there that are just like literally hungry for their own selfish, like gain. Like, I guess he was doing a lot better a couple years ago, and I guess he still has that same mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen him try to pull a whole bunch of different varieties, and one of those type of people that, you know, wants to dip into cryptocurrencies and like try to get rich fast type deal. And it's like, no, you got to work for that, my guy.
Dude, like
even though he worked so far, like, I mean, come on, like, that's pretty amazing to have over 50K subs on YouTube. I'm just saying.
to build off of this is a true story, and I'm not gonna name any names because I'm not gonna start drama, but anybody watching this that is from this group, you know who I'm talking about. So I was a part of a previous group. Venge was also a part of this group, and there was a couple of people in there that this is when we all first started Twitch way back, and they would stream. I can remember having to go in their stream and just type random stuff to keep it moving, because they would sit there and the streamer, typically you hear this from like the chat, like somebody like a troll will come in and say this, but the streamer would be live and he's like, dude, my chat's dead as fuck. like while on stream, just complaining on how dead his chat is. If somebody came in and like asked a question or like, you know, or was talking to another viewer, he would call it dead unless they were specifically talking to them, like to the streamer. And they wouldn't stream if their chat wasn't going the exact same way that they wanted it to go. And I can remember just like, well, I want them to stream, I don't want them just to quit. So I would go in their stream and try to like liven up the chat. And it's like, that's another thing too, when a streamer says that and there's like lurkers or something that, you know, if they have a couple of supporters, it makes the chat feel like pressured into talk, or like makes people feel bad for not talking, when in reality, if they want to lurk, they should be able to lurk. You know what I mean? And like, there's also streamers. Dino made a joke about this the other night on his stream, and it just reminded me, because I've actually been in this position where somebody's called me out. He was like, dude, imagine how petty it would be to name off my whole viewer list on stream, like making a joke, because like people do that. And like,
oh yeah,
dude,
you brought that up too. We're gonna talk about that, but I know Venge wanted to say something. I know he was very eager.
I've been straight up called out over that, man. But go ahead, Vince.
I don't even know where to start, to be honest, because sometimes some of the things that I would say involving this sort of thing, it kind of like, I kind of go on a tangent a little bit.
Hey, go ahead, dude.
Podcast.
Especially when it comes to,
This is what it's for.
when it comes to, you know, the whole idea about community and the whole lurking aspect and calling people out with the over freaking lurking. I mean, like, lurking is a normal thing. Maybe somebody's busy. You don't even know what the other person is doing, so you can't just, you know, go off and assume, oh, you know, they're lurking, they're ghosts, they're invisible, and you're trying to force them to do something. It's just wrong, really. I mean, it's really wrong. And then
I've
it
seen
turns
it personally
people off.
too.
And it turns people off. I mean, it really
does.
does. Realistically, if this can be applied to real life, right? When you're maybe standing up and you're doing a discussion, of course you want people to pay attention. But what if there's some people out there, there's some people that are in your group that you're presenting to, and they're listening, but they're just not looking? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Because let me tell you this, believe it or not, people, whether that, of course you're not going to know because they're not going to say anything, but it's like, if you show respect to the person, even if they're lurking, like the thing that I always say, even though you're lurking, you're still, you're still supporting, because I do that all the time. And I've been put in situations where I may play a game that really isn't let's say, the hottest game among the community that I'm with, and maybe this annoys the living shit. You know, I'm just gonna say this. It annoys the hell out of me. Okay, when I'm streaming, and then the chat could be kind of like, it's people chatting, but it's not as many sometimes, and there's always that one person that has to say, oh, why am I only one chatting? And then I stand there and say, oh, freaking better yet, I'm just gonna say it. My mind would say, are you fucking serious? But I wouldn't say that. because it ticks me off. And so I would just say, I usually just tell them, like, it's no big deal. Like, if they want to lurk, that's fine. They're still supporting us. They'll talk when they're ready. Or, and I say that all the time. And I just say, I'll focus on the game, whoever's talking at the time. And then whenever they want to chime in, they feel free to do so. And I say that and do that consistently on a daily basis, okay? To the point where there was one individual, because usually lurkers don't say much. And funny thing about lurkers is, I find it ironic. Even though they don't say much, I feel like lurkers actually are far more impactful. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that isn't a lurker lacks impact, because everybody supports you in the same way, but it's funny how lurkers will hit you in the feels in that one moment. They'll come out of nowhere and hit you with something that you would have never expected.
Right.
I know there was a viewer by the name, I think it was like, his name is quite unique. I think it was like Earth Milone or something like that. It is a very unique name. And he's a lurker. He rarely says anything. Actually, he doesn't say anything. It's like, but when he does say something, he's not only showing his appreciation, but he'll go out of his way to do something you wouldn't expect. Like, out of nowhere, I get hit with a sub, and then he's saying all this stuff like, I really do love your content and appreciate what you do. And never said anything, but would do it just like that.
But it also makes them comfortable too. So like, you're not forcing people to like, that's a turnoff for a lot of viewers when like they hear like this streamer just like putting this narrative to like force them to chat. So it's good that you brought that up, because I also have like similar stuff where I had people like Clockpit. I can name so many, but Clockpit is one that gets me, because Clockpit was like a lurker of my streams for a month. He has never typed once in my chat ever, and there's a lot of people like that. But Clockpit was like, he messaged me privately, and he was like, you know what, I'm mainly a lurker, but honestly, like, I really appreciate your streams and like everything that you do, and like the way that you construct your streams is really good. And he's always been rating us too, because now he's a streamer. A lot of the viewers that I've had have like turned into streamers. I know, like, I have this like raid host thing that I put in my Discord, and my mods help me out with that, so shout out to the mods. We have this like list of all the people who have raided and hosted us, and like Clockpit is on there. A lot of my lurker people who have hosted and rated, those that just hang out in the stream and never chat, are the ones that are rating me. So like, like what Venge said, they can be the most impactful because they do like some of the most extra stuff. And not even just that, lurkers help with like, because Twitch is big on this, and I hope they change this. I really do. Like, they have a way that you can get like recommended or low to high and stuff. They should make like recommended instead of high to low as the default. They should make recommended as the default for like the viewership thing. But lurkers for now definitely do help you with viewership, because on Twitch the only way to get noticed sometimes is where you are in the category. That's if you stream like bigger games. Like if you're streaming what I do, like Mario World or Mario 64, you know, some of these retro stuff, that doesn't really matter. But like if you're streaming like a big game like Sword and Shield, or like, you know, some of these other big games like Fortnite and stuff, the only way to get noticed is literally that viewership, because like everyone's like stacked up on it. Like they know people are not going to be scrolling down and down. But like in the games that we stream, we don't really have that, because like there's just a select few that stream here and there, so people will always find you regardless. But that's just one of the things that I feel Twitch should improve. But to get back on topic, as Venge stated, like lurkers are really, really important. So
yeah, I personally know this for a fact, because I remember messaging you this. But in real life, all right, one of my friends that I really don't see, all right, I only see him when he's hanging out with my brother, okay, and he told me that he's like, what were you playing last night? And I was like, you were there? And he's like, yeah. He's like, He's like, all I do is lurk, man. He's like, I don't usually say anything. He's like 9 out of 10 streams, man. He's like, I'm usually sitting there, and I was like, wow, you know. And this was just recent, so this all kind of like ties in, like, and it just tells you that there's people out there. It doesn't matter if it's like one of my friends, but like I didn't even know he was watching. That was just like, it was kind of like you said, kind of impactful to actually see it, you know. And I mean, I have another one. I mean, Fanatic Gamer, a supporter of mine, a good guy, very underrated person, you know. It's like he'll sit there all day and he won't say a word, but I know he's there, and it's weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll say one thing, but after he says that one thing, he ain't leaving. I just know how he is. Yeah, I mean, me and him are kind of alike, so it's like.
Well, I mean, that's like me. Impactful. Like 90% of the Twitch streams that I watch, I literally do it while I'm either A, doing homework, B, eating, C, working out, you know, or like I'll
working out. Get out
you want to bet, Fez? Get out of here. So get out of here. We fighting. All right. Apart from the fact that Fez is like 30 minutes away from me, and I'm about to go over to smack the shit.
Go race each other.
Anyway,
we
like
about to drop the remix part 2
Uh-oh.
music video.
Let's go. No, but seriously though, like on the real, like I'll go get a new game and I'll just watch streams while I'm playing the new game. Like, you know, it's like whenever I'm doing something, I'll watch a stream in the background, but I'm not that active in the chat. And it's like, that doesn't mean I don't support the stream. I don't love the stream. Like, you know, I lurk a lot in Venge's chat when I watch, mostly because, I mean, I'm a very toxic person. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a very toxic person, and not like a not like not like I'm a talk shit. Not that I'm gonna talk shit, but I'm like a, you know, I'm a crazier person. So like I don't like to include that a whole lot in people's chats.
Unique.
Exactly. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Let me just say that. So I don't.
You're my son. What do you mean?
Thanks, Dad.
Speaking of tea and coffee, we got these mugs and we got
oh my God.
Social media, son. Yeah, that's it. Social media, son. I got it all messed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this now. Anytime you feel down there, Flash, I'm just gonna send you a picture of me. All right.
Thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. No, but I digress. So basically what I'm implying here is 9 times out of 10 when I'm watching a Twitch stream, I'm doing something else. And I love the stream that I'm watching, but you know, I'm not always able to type. That doesn't mean that they're not your supporters, and a lot of streamers fail to see that. And also, just a mini topic to throw in, and y'all don't have to say anything about this if you don't want to, but a lot of streamers also watch the viewer count. Like, they'll have it open when they stream, and that's the thing too, is like the viewer count on streams are so inaccurate and they fluctuate, and if you watch that shit, it's gonna drive you mad, dude. It's like, even if people aren't leaving your stream, that viewer count's gonna go up and down and drive you nuts. So if you're an up and coming streamer, please, for the love of God, click the little geared box down there and pop your chat out and stop looking at the viewer count, because you're gonna go insane.
Yeah.
Twitch actually has a dashboard thing where you can actually hide your viewer count.
Hell yeah.
You actually hide you can hide your sub count, you can hide your follower count, you can hide your view count, you can hide your bit rate, I think. Like, there's a lot of things that you can hide. So if you don't want to see something and it annoys the shit out of you, you can always hide it.
That's dope. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but it's funny how you brought that up, Flash, because I got that story, and you guys are the main ones telling me this, because I don't be paying attention to that junk until I see it in chat. There have been multiple times, like a few weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago, that I've been getting blasted by bots, and like, I don't be paying attention to viewer count. Like, if anyone mentions it, is everyone else other than me. I even try to like white out even though I see it, it's like I try to, ignore that junk because like the count doesn't matter because it's funny. You think that a freaking number isn't going to drive anyone insane, but it can, because then it makes people think twice about what they're doing. Am I entertaining? Am I entertaining? Did I say something wrong? Do I need to get edgy? Cause you know what? This pissed me off. And I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say any names, but this pissed me off so bad. And this was back on the YouTube side of things. And there was a person that I watched, streamed or whatever. And this woman, I'm like, girl, she put up a damn one of those stupid. See, I'm cursing too much, but
No, you got a podcast.
It's a podcast. Do whatever you want.
All right,
Say
so,
YouTube.
Podcast.
Say YouTube. Shout out. Fuck YouTube.
You know, one of them dang cry videos where they're like, "Oh my God, I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. I'm thinking I'm gonna quit YouTube because, like, I'm not growing as fast as I used to. I don't know where everybody was in the chat. Am I not entertaining enough? Should I quit?" And then I'm like, all right, you just lost all my respect right there, because like that's just proven that you're worried more about numbers than anything. Like that viewer count has got you like mind fucked. Yes, I said it. I just had to get that off.
Stop censoring yourself. This is a podcast, bro.
All right, I get that, but you gotta understand, like even I have my limits.
I know you do, but if you actually feeling it, that roll off your tongue. You know what I mean, baby?
Gotta be careful.
Why'd you say that so
Gotta be
sexual? Why did you say that so sexual?
I say whatever. I say whatever.
You know, like to really piggyback off of what Venge said. If you think about it, I mean, a lot of these people say those questions, but they're so like common sense. You know, like first off, they're like, "Oh, am I entertaining enough?" Well, I mean, if you have however many viewers you currently have, obviously you are. You know, if you got like 10 people, then 10 people like your shit. If you got 20 people, 100, 1,000. I mean, as long as you have people, clearly there's an audience for it, right? You know, that's like the easiest way to answer that for yourself. So that's out of the way. The other one I think Venge mentioned was, you know, like the other part of the entertaining thing is like, you don't know what people are doing. So like, for example, there could be some people who have a lot of homework or a lot of tests, or, you know, they may be busy for a day that they can't come to a stream, right? You know, these are all aspects of people in the freaking life, right? Like if there's finals week, you have to know that. Like kids got finals, probably not going to be at a stream. You know, there's also the times where they'll probably be at a stream most of the time. I mean, I'm sure most people will be in a stream during the holidays. I mean, right now a lot of people are finishing up. You know, so I mean, that's just one of the things that you have to like know is happening. You know, not every stream is going to be popping. You know, some streams will do well and some don't. I mean, I've noticed recently I haven't grown as quick as I used to, but I'm fine with that. You know, as long as I'm in the green. I mean, even if I wasn't in the green, honestly, and people just started unfollowing me, which can happen. I mean, some people get that slow, cancerous delay. It happens, bro. I notice it. You know, you kind of hit this plateau and then you kind of slowly go down. But honestly, like, even if that happens, it's all good, because you still have those people that will still support you regardless. So like, it doesn't really matter. Like the numbers don't really, like, that shouldn't be your focus. It's always the people that make your stream.
Hold on. Can I just throw some shade real quick?
Yeah,
So, I'm not gonna put anybody on blast, so if you know, you know. But I just saw this tweet, and I don't have beef with anybody, but this comes through with the whole numbers thing. And somebody was like, I don't go crazy with X, Y, and Z, but when it comes to competitive YouTube, you know, like, let's compare social blades. Dude, are you if any, if it, they're like, they said this is the mindset that's coming with me for 2020 and so on. If that's not a 2009 mindset, leave that shit behind, dog. I am not trying to throw shade. I got no beef with anybody, but I'm gonna speak my mind when I say this. This is some dumb shit. Like, I just saw that when I opened up Twitter, and my vein popped out my damn forehead. What the fuck is this? Dude, I'm sorry. For those of you tuning in, my name is Flash. I use this podcast to get a lot of stress off my body, right? So
you're getting a lot of stress off your body.
This right here is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I don't understand how somebody can sit here and not appreciate. Now, this person has a very awesome following. They even have a community behind their following, which is very impressive, and I think they're doing very well for themselves. So to see this type of tweet, I'm a little bit flabbergasted, dude, because like dead ass. I just linked it.
I'm not even shocked.
No, I just linked it for the Discord to see.
Oh my god.
So chat, you're gonna have to guess because I'm not putting anybody on blast, but
I don't think any of them know, because this guy is
right.
Like
This guy's completely different. But it's just one of those things that even somebody at that level is thinking this way. It's crazy to me, because at the end of the day, you should not be comparing. Not only should you not be comparing yourself to other people and other streamers and other YouTubers, because that is literally how you set yourself up for failure. But also,
wait, first off, where are we competing for?
Dude?
Exactly.
We don't even work together. I don't know.
This is no contest, dude.
Yeah, there is no contest. I'll tell you this now. If you think you're gonna be Ninja sitting at the Video Game Awards, you are mistaken. All right, you're not gonna be Ninja. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, man. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I just had to bring that up because that's so ironic and just like disgusting.
No one cares about relevancy. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I work in the industry. No one gives a shit about that.
Guys,
no one cares about relevancy. They don't. They only care if what value you bring to anything. They don't give a shit about how many subscribers you have. They don't give a shit about how many followers you have. There's an extent that they care. There's a small extent, but everything else matters more than that. And that's what these people don't get. I mean, hell, even with his tweet, I can go to his profile right now, and his pinned tweet is talking about how many subscribers he wants to get at the end of the year. That's his pinned tweet. And then after that, he has a tweet talking about that again. Like, this is all on his mind. Like, maybe out of the 8 tweets that he makes, maybe one always talks about numbers.
I'm gonna get real here, and this isn't me flexing. I don't want anybody to think that I'm here flexing on a stream, but I've done YouTube and Twitch for long enough to where I have spoken with companies, and I've been in a situation where I've gotten things from companies, review copies of games, whatever it may be. And I'm very appreciative for my numbers, and I think it's, what I have is awesome. But in the grand scheme, like, not that I compare myself, but if we're talking, theoretically here, comparing myself to somebody bigger, in this case, this guy was at like around 80K and could not get something that I got. And that's just to show you that they don't really care about that. They look at the value of what you can bring. So at that point in time, what I asked for with my community, I was able to sway more people into checking something out because of the people I had than he was, even though he had more subscribers. So the fact that people still bring up numbers and stuff like that, like that's the main thing, like that's like, oh my god, I don't get that. It's like, numbers are awesome, that's very cool. It's like a little it's like a little trophy in the back of your mind, like, okay, I made it to this check mark, like that's awesome. But at the end of the day, dude, it's nothing.
I mean, let me be real too. Like everyone's numbers that they talk about. We'll talk about this in another because I don't want to drag this on. We can talk about this forever.
Right.
Yeah.
But everyone's follower count and shit has bots. Let me be fucking real with you. I'm not joking. Every person you watch or something has some X amount of bots on their account. It doesn't mean that they're doing it. I'm not accusing anyone, but every one of us has some sort of bots on our account. For example, on my Twitch account, Man of Steel has like 800 fucking accounts. Dude followed me on 800 accounts. I'm waiting for Twitch to like remove that at least slowly or something. But there is crazy people who have like thousands of accounts and like inflate everyone's numbers. Like that just happens. Like it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's on all these platforms. They're not true. Don't ever put everything on face value because there's bots in the mix. When you're smaller, that's better actually because you don't get as many bots.
Yeah,
but the bigger you are, you start getting more bots. Whether it's somebody maliciously doing it to you, or it just creeps out of recommended. Because sometimes channels get recommended and they follow the recommended channel, and then the bots will follow whoever's freaking purchasing it.
Mind if I just chime in real quick on that thing? Because what you mentioned about the whole bots thing, even though this is not, it piggybacks off of that, if that makes sense. Like, I like what you said about that, the whole bots thing. In real talk, if anybody's doing social media or planning on doing it, even though they're not bots, collabs can cause a situation similar to that. I don't want to go into too much regarding that, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I've done a collab with quite a few, like done a handful of collabs with quite a few influential people before. And, you know, yes, my numbers went up, but it didn't go anywhere, you know, because it's like they did it. The people that subscribed only did it because their favorite content creators said so. So, I mean, they're not bots. They're live people, but they kind of act as bots because they just did it. They'd be like, subscribe to them, bet. And then they do it. But when you make your video and you look at the comment section, you don't see anybody. Maybe with the exception of the people that actually watch you. So, I mean, there's a lot of X factors out there. So, yeah, there we go.
I mean, I think I was over exaggerating with the 800 thing. I know Man of Steel has like thousands of accounts, but I'm be real. I think he followed me on like with like 300 or 400. That guy is persistent. He's persistent, man. Every time I speedrun Super Mario World, you already know Man of Steel is coming with, you know, like 35 accounts to follow and just say some shit and run away.
He's got his army ready, man. They're just standing there at the hangar ready to drop out.
It's funny because every website with the bots, they try to slowly remove the bots. Unless they're YouTube, then they just take away real people.
Oh yeah,
but you know we're
he's about subscribers during that purge.
Yeah, I lost like 100.
Okay,
that purge was nasty.
I lost none.
You lost none?
Yay! No, yeah, I lost none. Surprisingly,
Dino, I would like to gracefully and respectfully say fuck you.
Well, actually, no, I might have. Here's the thing with YouTube too. A lot of these creators don't know this. I was talking to Dobbs about it. I was like, dude, they remove subscribers every day, but like, if you're gaining more than you're losing, you don't notice it. That's the other thing that Social Blade or whatever stat. I don't use that shit. First off, that shit is so inaccurate. But like, that doesn't tell you everything. You go on your YouTube analytics, it's gonna show you how many subs you lost in total. Like I showed Venge, you know, the lifetime thing.
Yep.
And then he realized how many subscribers he actually lost.
Dude, I've lost like 6,000.
So many.
Yeah.
I was literally losing subs every day, like
But he didn't
almost
notice.
daily.
Venge thought he was growing, you know, because he saw his numbers going up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not losing anything. Everything's going fine." But in reality, every single day they purge.
Dude,
Still
when
doing
I
it
when
to
I
this
last
day.
time I checked was like over a year ago, was less, like I lost 6,000. So I don't even want to look now. But I mean, I don't know. YouTube's just stupid. It's literally stupid. I don't even there's not even much more I could say about YouTube at this point. It's just gross. So I don't know. But
They're doo-doo.
you doodle. You doodle.
Doo-doo.
Dude, but seriously, man, it's like there's a lot going on in terms of these streamers, and some of them are doing this stuff intentionally, people. Some of them are not. It's just it's things you got to look out for. And I mean, viewers notice things, guys. Anybody listening who's a streamer, believe me when I tell you, viewers always find out. Viewers always find out. I don't care how long you've been faking. I don't care how long you think you're off the hook. I don't care how long you think you can hide anything from your chat. They're going to find out. I'm pointing directly at the screen, people. Anybody listening, you.
As they're not a Wooloo, though.
You. Point right at you.
They got, as long as they're not a Wooloo, though, man, because you got them out there. Man,
Why?
Dude.
man, yeah, we got those some Pokemon shorts. I can't even talk. Sword and Shield references here.
Dude, I love every single viewer except for the type that put question marks after every chat.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Ah!
Got him.
Ah!
Oh yeah, there's the other thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's one person experience about that viewer list thing I was gonna talk about. So there's someone in dang, I don't know if I can really say this. I'm just gonna say that he's part of this team thing that I'm on Twitch. I might give away what it's about. But I check the streamers on there because I'm kind of curious, like who's other people that are sponsored and stuff like that. So I checked I checked this guy's channel. I just randomly joined because he actually just started. Which was funny that I ended up in his stream when he just started. And I was just lurking, and all of a sudden I see him saying, "Hey, dinosaur," and all these names. Like, how the fuck did this guy already know who I was? Dude, open his viewer list at the start of the stream. Opened the thing up and read every single name.
Hey, we're getting a raid.
What?
Oh wow, we got a raid for the podcast.
Yo, shout outs to Steffi for the raid. Thank you.
Yes,
Steffi the
lovely
unicorn.
Yes.
Well, thanks for the raid.
But yo,
That's the first raid of the podcast.
I know, first ever raid of the podcast. There we go.
You guys like podcasts? Here to follow,
Dude, look, I'm gonna do a really brief commercial. If you guys like people who talk shit, speak facts, and smack each it's like if you like people that talk shit, smack each other around and speak facts, you're watching the Roast House Podcast. Tune in every Friday night at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get lit. Anyway, seriously though, like
y'all should definitely follow for real.
you're watching Roast House Ballsy. Also, not even to mention, chat, like I saw somebody mention earlier, they're like, I love how the F word bleeped itself out. I can bleep myself all night long, don't you? Hey, don't you fucking talk to me like that, chat. No, but seriously, man. Seriously, I mean, dude, I love this podcast so much. I can't tell you guys how awesome it is just to have a little platform that you can hop on and just like speak your mind, because like there's so much shit that just pisses me off that I just want to get on here and just be like well, no, you can ask Dino, you can ask Vinge, you can ask Fez. Sometimes I'll just hop in the Discord. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this?
That is kind of true. There was even times I had to say, Flash, don't do it, cuz. Don't do it.
It's like,
Don't do it. Regret
Alright,
it,
well,
son.
Let's get back into this.
Yeah,
folks.
yeah, let's
We got-
hop back
we
on
got another
topic.
topic here.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, huge shout out to Steffi, of course.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes.
Next one we have on here is why some viewers are platform specific.
Oh, can I please start?
Yeah,
with
go right ahead
this?
because I know this is a big one for you.
This pisses me off so much. Yeah, you guys are gonna hear another side of me. Basically, my spirit animal is Morpeko. Just did I pronounce that right? Is it Morpeko or is it Morpeko? I don't know how they pronounce it.
No idea.
But basically the what's the word, bipolar Pikachu? That's basically my spirit.
I don't
animal.
know. I'm not a Pokemon man.
Yeah, so I mean, it really grinds my gears. Like at the beginning of this year, there was the whole issue with Google Plus and all of the news about how Google has left themselves wide open, and there was the whole security leak. They didn't want that information to get out, so they decided to shut Google Plus down. Well, pretty much the problem with that was, yeah, they hid that, but at the same time, since they now own YouTube, they pulled the plug. YouTube went with it, and it created an entire mass panic, which was a big deal. And a lot of content creators were panicking about that, and everyone was, running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And so, it just revealed that, every year, not every year, but every month is always something with YouTube. I even said that I can't get through an entire year, not a year, but in one whole week without hearing a single complaint about YouTube on Twitter. All the time. Always got it. No matter what I'm doing. I could be at the toilet and I get it. And I'm like, yo, the real talk though, I'd be checking my Twitter while I'm on the John. So
Hell yeah. See, this is the podcast.
No, I don't
we don't give a shit.
I'm sure plenty of others.
So I'm looking and I'm like, holy crap. A lot has been revealed. It's to the point where you don't know if YouTube is going to die once they disconnect YouTube from Google. And so I decided to make the move to Twitch in order to preserve what's left of my community. Because even before that, I was constantly losing subscribers every day, and I did quite a few streams discussing that. And then there were even viewers that literally came to me, told me this. They was like, yo, Vince, I think your channel is cursed or something, because every time I try to get, subscribe to your channel, a couple days later, I'm automatically unsubscribed. Real talk. And I was like, holy crap. So you know what? If people are not getting notifications, people are being auto unsubscribed from my channel, and YouTube is the culprit that's doing it. What's the point in me continuing to stream on YouTube if the community is losing me from under their nose? And then it's up to the person to actually recognize that. And there's no guarantee they will. They may think, oh, Vince is gone now. I guess his channel is gone, or something happened, or he's not streaming anymore. So you lost him. And so that's why I made the move to Twitch. Ever since I made that move, I've gotten a lot of backlash from that. I wouldn't say it was horrible, but, every now and then someone would nitpick about it. I'm not going to say any names, but a streamer complained about people moving to Twitch, and it just so happens that around that time I made that move. I went in. Now, this isn't, I would go on other streamers' streams, and people that know me that knew about it would complain about it. And so he was leaving his community, or he's going in for the money. And it's not the streamer's fault that happened. I'm not blaming the streamer, because you can't control a viewer's mouth. they're going to say it. So I mean, it was like a lot of BS that I had to put up with, and it literally disconnected me from YouTube more and more. Like the more somebody talked trash about what I did, or the more somebody criticized me for making a move that I felt would be safe for my community, the more I walked away from YouTube. Like I wanted to try to continue the stream, but I would just keep giving up on it. Like I'm not gonna do it. Like, a streamer, I remember trying to stream on YouTube one time, and the streamer said, "What are you doing here?" What do you mean, what am I doing here? Just because I main Twitch, I don't belong on YouTube anymore or some junk like that? Like I'm no longer streaming. I'm like, no. I mean, like, that's a bunch of baloney. So why am I wasting my time trying to stream on a platform that people don't necessarily want me on? What's the point? And then there was a guy that I spoke to. He was on streaming on Twitch, and he told me that, not on Twitch but on YouTube, and he told me, you should believe in your community. But you know how stupid that sounds? Of course I do. But here's the thing. There's only so much the community can do. They can't get freaking rifles and guns and then, go all the way down to YouTube headquarters and tell YouTube to fix their problem because me and my viewers are getting screwed over. There's only so much they can do. They can't stop the problem. I mean, what's the point? All right, if I'm a viewer, I keep having to resubscribe to the same person over and over again. Yeah, that's sound effects. Over and over again. Eventually, my hand
is gonna break, brother.
What are you
and
doing?
I'm going to give up, and I'm done.
Oh,
You see the logic there?
Yeah.
It's like when you
no
gotta
logic, bro.
it's like when you got a paddle and you keep spanking your kid and the paddle breaks.
But no, like, that's stupid. So like, what did he say? So he said YouTube. He said believe in your YouTube community. Is that what he said?
Yeah, believe in your community.
So, but think about it. If notifications stop working, how the hell are you going to interact with them? How are they
Exactly.
going to know? Unless they check your
Exactly.
channel like within the second every day, which is probably not something people do.
Sure not. They'll give up after the third clip.
I just want to say, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with y'all. For if anybody, because I know that like we were gonna talk about why some viewers are platform exclusive too. It's like if anybody comes and complains to me, I've seen it to other people. I've seen them do it to other people. But if someone I dare somebody to come to me and say, I don't have a Twitch account. I don't want to. I don't have a Twitch account. It's like, dude, it is dead ass. We are in the last month of 2019. It is almost 2020. If you don't have a Twitch account, don't say nothing to me about not having one. I don't want to know.
It's just
They
crazy
got
though. Like
TikTok.
Twitch is like the biggest streaming platform.
Dude, if you can't make a Twitch account at this point, when most streamers, I shouldn't say most, a good portion of streamers are on Twitch. If you don't have a Twitch account to support somebody on Twitch and you don't want to make one to support them on Twitch, then really you're not one of my main supporters anyway. And if you're not coming to my streams, then I'm not losing too much. I'm sorry. I probably think a little bit different. I'm a little bit more harsh. But if somebody comes to me and tells me I don't want to make a Twitch account, stream on YouTube. Well, I don't want to stream on YouTube, and at the end of the day, I stream where it makes me happy. So if you're not gonna watch, you probably couldn't hear that, but I just flicked a motherfucking ant somewhere. Like,
I thought you farted, bro.
no, that was a flick on my desk. That was, dude, like.
Insert poop emoji.
Like in all honesty, I keep it real with everybody that I talk to. That's what goes through my mind. I show love to everybody that shows love to me. But you know what? It's like, if you don't want to support me on that level to move where I'm moving my community for the better of me and the community, then that's fine. Go somewhere else. Don't sit here and complain to me, why aren't you streaming on YouTube? Dude, somebody did that to me because I did Mario for a while on YouTube, and I switched earlier than anybody, probably a little bit too early, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so I switched, and a lot of people were leaving comments on my videos, and they're like, did you quit streaming? Why aren't you streaming? And I was like, I'm on Twitch. They're like, well, stream on YouTube. I'm not watching on Twitch. I said, okay, bye. Like, your point? What are you trying to tell me? It's like, do you want me to go cry in a corner that you're not going to watch me on Twitch? It's like, people will try, like, people that aren't your real fans will try to make you feel bad for making that switch. And you know what I say? Fuck them. Dead ass.
I know it. No lie, bruh. I literally took the YouTube like promotion shit off my panel because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it on YouTube, but I'm not gonna do it on Twitch.
Dude, I hate YouTube so much that when somebody asks me like, what do you do? Or like, what, do you make content? I used to swear up and down, I'm a YouTuber. Dude, you will never catch me saying I'm a YouTuber ever again in my life. Dude, I will say I am a content creator and I stream on Twitch. That is all you will get out of me, dude.
Big diss track.
Dude, exactly. I'm a content creator. I stream on Twitch and I fuck up shadows on diss track. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I mean, seriously though, it's like, I'm not I don't want to be a YouTuber, man. The website sucks. I'm not gonna stream on your website. Anybody who only wants to watch me on YouTube will have fun. Go watch somebody else, dude. I'm gonna have fun and do me. At the end of the day, anybody out here who wants to make a streamer feel bad for their choice of platform, get a life. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't want to watch that streamer, that's fine. Nobody's forcing you to watch a streamer, but don't try to make a streamer feel bad for where he's streaming.
Yeah, so like if you're a viewer that's actually watching this here and you were that person or you're still kind of that person, I'm just gonna give you the most nicest approach I can. Think of it in the terms of a streamer. Kind of put yourself in their shoes and think of some of the implications that could have if they just stayed on one platform. So for example, if they lost their channel for whatever reason tomorrow and they don't have a Twitch channel and they don't have a Twitter, maybe if they do but they didn't promo it that much, they lost everyone. Imagine trying to work the ground up. It's not the same because you're gonna get new people, yeah, but you don't have the same members that you had before. And it's gonna make streaming weird, it's gonna make video weird, it's gonna make you miss more what you had before. And honestly, it might discourage people to even do content in general because they lost their entire platform. So think about it in that term, because a lot of people are moving to Twitch or other areas in hopes that they don't lose what they've built. And that's the most important thing. You can have, I don't care, 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but if you're not promoting your stuff, you're definitely going back to square one from what you had before, because you're not promoting as much as you should on other stuff. Because I'm going to tell you this, one platform is not enough. In this day and age, is never enough. Even if YouTube was perfect, you still should not do that at all. It's a bad business move. It's not something that you're supposed to do, period. You have to be invested in multiple stuff. Make a Discord, have a Twitter, have an Instagram, have a Discord, have a Twitch. You get what I mean. There's so many platforms out there. Try to get your people over there and explain to them in the best way possible why it's a good business move, and on top of that, why they should go to the platform. I feel most people don't put themselves in other people's shoes, and that's the biggest issue that comes from it.
Y'all remember, if anybody here watches anime, I know that you guys will understand. It's like, remember Dragon Ball GT, where Earth was about to blow up, so they put everybody on a ship or like sent them over to like planet Vegeta. It's like that. That's basically Earth is YouTube, bro. Earth, it's like they had to find somewhere else to go. It's like there was a couple who refused to leave Earth, and guess what? They blew up with the fucking planet, dude. It's like pirates. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the. Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
I know for a fact I can probably give a good aspect on this because I'm like one of the fairly newer ones that moved over from YouTube. And I even said it in my video on YouTube that I kind of just, you know, want to go and just make a play and do things where I'm not gonna, dude, I'm not hindered by rules. And the thing is, I was never breaking any rules to begin with by being who I am, you know? And it's like, I don't feel like getting hit with, oh yeah, let me get hit with a bunch of fines, a bunch of this, let me get, I'm not dealing with copyright claim. Nobody want to deal with that dumb shit. And, I mean, on a real, like, I think my children even will watch my streams with, you know, the volume off. And even after this whole thing that's gonna happen, you know, with Copa, my kids wouldn't even be able to watch my streams. You know? So it kind of like defeats like the purpose of being on a platform where I'm not going to be able to broadcast to my own children, you know, who are, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not for kids.
That's crazy. So,
Yeah,
if you guys don't know what he's talking about, we have an episode previously you guys can check out with episode 1 of the podcast. We talk a lot more about the Copa, Kappa, whatever it is. Definitely check that out if you don't know about it yet. I'm sure you do. It's everywhere. But in case you don't know for whatever reason, we do have an episode about that. You guys can check it out.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like how you chimed in it because that pretty much has to do with that subject. But in terms of like myself being a streamer or whatever, being able to do things in general, I should be able to do things on my own, have fun with it, and not have to worry about consequences, but worry about, you know, oh, what's the positives that are gonna come out of this instead of the negatives? Because who wants to get hit with sanctions? Who wants to get hit with this and hit with that when you just, I mean, I pretty much told my community, if you want to come hang out, this is where I'll be. If you don't, hey, I'll see you around, you know? I mean, I'm pretty much thinking about myself in this aspect of, you know, if I'm going to get shut down, I might as well, you know, go somewhere else and not get shut down. You know, like, there's too much with YouTube. You already know how YouTube was with everything. Like, there was no way to get discovered. The only way you get discovered, and I will keep it honestly real with you, is if you actually made friends with people in the community that have made it like that. And I'll just give you an example. For me, I had DGR raid me when I was literally a small streamer, and I was real good with him at the time, you know what I mean? Before he even moved. And that was like a massive raid, a massive positive thing, and it's like nobody knew me after that.
Right.
And
I mean that could work for me too. I mean, when I started YouTube, I did this since 2012, 2013, y'all. So I've been around for a while. Ancient.
Yeah.
This might be my name, Dinosaur. I started with a game called RuneScape, and actually, it took me a year to get like halfway to 1,000 subscribers. Like it took a long time. The only reason why I was actually able to get much more than that was I actually submitted a clip. It was like badass motherfucker clip series. Yeah, that's what it was called. And the guy that put it was Ice Giant 99. No,
it's so good though.
It's called Badass Motherfucker. The entire part of that was submit something that was insanely cool, like some sort of like player killing thing or whatever happened that was really cool about player killing. So I submitted a clip of me being like this defensive dude who had like no HP left and stuff, and I'm still killing people with full HP, you know, like some clutch shit, or I got away from something. And everyone was like, this Dinosaur guy can do this. So he's a badass motherfucking tank, right? So then all these people followed me. I gained like 1,500 subscribers in a day.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was insane. And then after
Sweet.
that, it like slowly dropped. But because of that helped me get further. But then after that, I decided to take a lunge and quit that game because I wanted to make more of a community thing. We talked more about community in the other episode. You guys go check that out. But I wanted to do that more. I wanted like a community. I didn't want people just for like one freaking game. I wanted to have something where I can do anything I want and have people to talk to and stuff like that. So I joined Nintendo, did some Nintendo stuff. Obviously, that took a little adjusting. And on top of that, a lot of the viewers that I had at that time for RuneScape didn't fuck with me because they're only there for that game. So I had help of various others. Ryukar is the big name. I'm sure you guys know. If you don't know Ryukar, go watch his Mario Maker stuff. That guy is crazy. I got help from him. I got help from Oshi Kurosu. I got help from Blue TV Games. I can name like so many people that helped me out. Vinny, original 151 for Pokemon side. Then I have the Nintendo side with them. But like I've had help all the time. I probably wouldn't be where I am without them, for sure. Because I've never really hit gold when it came to the algorithm. Some people are really good with that sort of algorithm thing, but there's more to like growing than just the algorithm. Sometimes it's connection, sometimes it's networking. That's always the best way too. But I probably would not be where I am without all these people. That's just how it is, because it helped for them. Like they hit the algorithm, but like some other people just that doesn't work. Sometimes you got to be really, really lucky, and sometimes YouTube has to like favor you so much. So a lot of my people that come from, they either came because of Vinny or because, you know, recently because of the Twitch streams. I mean, I'm getting recommended so much this year. Like this year has been quite insane for Twitch. I really don't see this happening because this has never been a thing that's happened for me. So like getting recommended and stuff is so cool now. Shout out to the people that do support the Twitch. But yeah, like I'm just saying, like just like Fez said, it's that's probably where the biggest growth comes. He's not wrong. For I wouldn't say normal people, but like people who I guess who are around the community, but they didn't like pop off or something. They got help from those that were popping off. So now you pop off too. That's just kind of how it is. So
And to piggyback off of what you're saying, Dino, especially if you look at how things are going now, like especially with the YouTube side, you know, like me, like I don't hate YouTube or anything like that, you know, because I know I've, you know, gave off that vibe like, you know, I don't want to fuck with anybody that's on YouTube anymore. That's not the kind of vibe that I'm giving off. I'm just sharing my frustration with the entire thing. Because here's the thing, like I started on YouTube, and you know it sucks that you put yourself in a situation where you got to move to another platform because it's like everything started there. But when you're put in a crappy situation, you, the content creator, you, the streamer, you're the one that has to deal with the consequences of whatever choice you make. So what's the point of being a content creator if you're letting a select few people control what you think is best for you? And the thing that I hate the most about this and this whole mess, especially with the whole copper thing and the probability of people's channels maybe getting copped literally because of this, is the fact that you look at where everybody is now. I mean, I understand why there's a lot of people out there that's, you know, has issues with moving, but that fear could get them screwed over, especially if they're not advertising their stuff or promoting their stuff on other platforms just in case the worst happens. At least you give yourself more of a fighting chance, because you look at what's going on now, and based off the tweets that I've seen, YouTubers literally have to be, I mean, fuck, why did I say that word? YouTube, not content creators on YouTube. All right, they are
You
put.
might as well call them YouTubers for how some of them are acting. Though.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah, because
I
they're being
guess
ultra
whatever you want to
dramatic,
call
bro.
it, but they're in a situation now where they truly, absolutely, positively have to rely on each other, whether they want to or not. Because, like, when I look back at what YouTube is like in the past few months, especially when I was streaming or watching other people stream on YouTube, because I still try to connect with people despite what people believe about me. Every time I look at the raids that they're getting, a lot of the raids are mainly from people that they've networked with. It's rarely a raid from somebody that they don't know. And that just proves another point that people is trying to argue with me and the crew about how YouTube doesn't have an algorithm. It does. I mean, why do you think why is it that everyone is only getting raids from their friends? Because YouTube is set up in such a way now where it chooses who it wants to support, especially since streams are no longer the primary objective, because of the fact that, you know, YouTube gaming is now out of the picture. Because YouTube gaming was that thing that really lifted a lot of people up, because YouTube was trying to make streaming a thing, but it didn't work out. It didn't meet the goals that they wanted to reach, and so they dropped it. And so they was like, let's get back into supporting videos that work. No wonder a lot of my videos didn't work out very well, especially during the YouTube gaming era, because I mean, like, if you think about it, a lot of the viewers that I at the time when I was with the Nintendo community, they cared more about the streams, not necessarily the videos per se. Maybe the exception would be either the hardcore, like the hardcore people, the people that really watch your stuff for what it is, instead of just, just the streams. You know?
Right. And I mean, I want to add this in here because I literally just got this email. I just got this email, dude. I kid you not. Actually, it's 3 emails if I want to be honest. YouTube copyright claim for a video that I did like a year and a half ago. 3 videos, 3 streams. New Super Mario Bros. U Part 1, 2, and 3. Claimed by a company of who fucking knows. Illustrated sound music.
see, I was gonna ask about that because I saw Steffi talking about Mario Maker or something. In the
Dude,
chat.
these people don't even own the music.
Nintendo said it was fine.
It's who is this company?
Right. I mean, Nintendo always said the audio was fine now. Like, they recently, I think it was like a year ago, where they were like, oh, okay, no one's gonna get hit by this. Everyone can do stuff like this. But YouTube has that issue.
Dude,
where
when
all
I see that email, I'm like, what are those? Like, what is this?
Dude, like, YouTube has that issue where it's like all these like scam artists or something have this form, and like anything that's detected on that form or whatever the claim is, like, they can hit you with that, even if it's not the company themselves. It makes no sense how so many of these scam artists have that form and can ruin YouTube.
That makes me mad. And it's funny because they include at the very top of the email, dude. They're like, don't worry, your channel's fine. it's like they claim these videos at the very top. They're like, but wait, your channel's fine. It's like, it better be fine because this video was fine a year and a half ago when I put it up. It's like,
It still is fine. Like, what the hell?
I know, dude. I really don't understand YouTube stuff. It's so funny, man. It's like, we could, if we wanted to, we could make so many episodes about all of this because there's so much to talk about. It's like,
It's never ending.
It's like there's community talk, there's interaction talk, there's viewer exclusive talk, there's freaking claims, false claims, and bots and stuff like that. There's so much to talk about, and I feel like that. And for people watching, this isn't gonna be what the whole podcast is about. We're not gonna talk about this every episode for the rest of the podcast. It's just we're kind of getting this like off our chest now because this is
we're tired of this shit.
This is fuck this shit, man.
Actually, you're true.
It's part of the time.
If we want to, we can actually go into a more of a lighthearted. I mean, I wouldn't call it a lighthearted topic. I mean, we can still be savage about this. Game Awards.
Oh shit.
I was literally thinking about that, and I was like, hold on, is this gonna be worth what we're about to talk about? Because we literally just passed it up, and that just happened last night.
It's like, oh man, I'm gonna go plug in my my Xbox One Series X.
All I'm gonna say about the Game Awards: Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled. I'm glad that it won for the driving thing. Other than that, I didn't care about anything else.
What?
Dude.
No Devil May Cry 5? What?
I mean, okay, hold on. Wait, I spoke too soon. Sekiro, great, and then Devil May Cry. Yeah, I'm glad that they won. I'm glad. Capcom usually gets a lot of shit, but Devil May Cry 5. What?
Didn't Fortnite win something?
Oh, I'm sure it did.
I'm sure it did.
Did Jump Force win something?
I think it was
No, Jump Force didn't. Smash did.
Oh, you want to know what's funny?
Yeah, Smash won that. Yeah.
So I actually missed that, so I didn't know who won. But I saw on Twitter somebody tagged Bandai and they retweeted it, and I think they unretweeted it or something because I couldn't find it. But somebody said congratulations to Jump Force for winning everything it was nominated for. And they tagged Bandai, and Bandai had retweeted it. And I'm like, at this moment, Bandai Namco knew they fucked.
No, even it's crazy. Even on the aspect, some of the trailers they had going on, they had a game for Switch, okay, called Goddamn Superheroes. Like, are you kidding me? Did you see that? Please tell me you seen that.
Dude.
I probably missed that.
Oh my god.
You must have been crazy on that. That's why I was like, really? I was like, you want me saying some word in the chat? That's why you were like, man, what are you saying, man? I was like,
I'm
because
not the most observant when I'm caught in the.
Dude.
My mind is.
I'm sorry. I'm not. This isn't gonna turn into the roast of Bandai Namco or anything, but Bandai's taking mad L's, dude. They got Jump Force losing everything. I don't even know how they got nominated. And then they got the freaking. They got the dude. They got the Fast and Furious game coming out that looks like a straight up PS2 game. What the fuck?
Wow,
did you see the dude? Did you see the models?
Garbage.
Dude,
was garbo, man.
Dude, the models came out and they even got some of the actual actors and that shit. I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, I don't know. Dude, the only exciting thing about the Game Awards was the Xbox reveal. And that's not even super exciting. I don't think the Xbox is very impressive itself. I think the graphics that they showed off, all in engine, was pretty interesting. I think that was cool, and I think PS5 is gonna look better, so I'm waiting on that.
I think let's think about this though with the Game Awards. I think one thing that we usually expect too, and this could be like a fault on our end, honestly, is like we always see these like big E3 stuff or like all these events, and then people stack the Game Awards up with them, but then like you have to remember too is like, oh well, the Game Awards are like showing off games, doesn't mean that they're trying to reveal anything,
right?
But they hype it up so much that it just seems like they're revealing stuff, and that's like the biggest issue when it comes to that stuff that I've noticed.
Yeah,
they hype it too much.
No. Also, the fact that they formatted it the way they did, it didn't even feel like an award show. It felt like you said, like a E3 with a award show in it, which
right.
we all know back in the day when MTV had them slamming award shows, right? Like the VMAs, and they had like musical guests and stuff, and it was all about the awards, about the people that were there, you know, and
focus was there.
yeah, the focus was on the people. Like you literally just said, oh, this is just a good way for us to promote our product and make, you know, it basically just was like, I don't even know who the nominee is and who won. I only know certain parts because it's just so mixed up, you know.
I'm gonna be honest, it's like if you're gonna format like Fez is saying, if you're gonna format your award show like an E3 presentation show, then you better come with the damn heat with the reveals, dude. And it's like and they didn't, and they're not supposed to because it's an award show, so they need to format it like an award show.
It wasn't.
It didn't feel like one. It felt like you said, like an E3 spinoff, but with shit reveals, and that's just why everybody's hating on it right now too. It's just like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of like sitting there just like how we've been getting hit with these recycled games or just different stuff all at one time. It's like getting thrown on your head, and it's like, man, how much more stuff you want to throw in my head? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I wanted to see an award show about, like, I saw Ninja there. I was like, oh, is he gonna win something? Is he doing something there? Like, but it's kind of like, are you kidding me?
They used
like,
the face and the name basically because it was like that's what I hated. It just seemed that's the thing that I hate about the video game awards, because it seemed like it just got worse and worse and worse over the years, and this was just like abysmal because like the thing that I hated
next year
the most about this was just the fact that the primary focus is supposed to be on the games and the people that made them. And it's like they're straying away from that and they're adding too much shit that really don't have anything to do with the focus. Now, there were some things that I did kind of like that that thing that you guys brought up about when I was, streaming it, co-streaming it, and they brought up the thing about how you had like different people around the world that was making video games while they was struggling, going through their daily lives of struggle. Okay, I can understand that. But then they add all of this other crap, like all of these weird mobile games. It's like, okay, I understand mobile's the new wave. Or like, it's like the big deal. It's like, but it's not the primary focus. I feel like mobile games, then I didn't like the fact that I understand that esports is a big thing. It's very important. It's a money maker, but that's all that I see it as. It kind of brings me back to the why I understand now that I actually understand why Mike Ross, left the FGC like he did, which means fighting game community, because he was so passionate about fighting games and what it represented in the good old days. And it's like esports was like that thing that was like taking that away, because it's like the focus is more on money and how much they can drain out of the culture. And it's like, I feel like esports and all this other stuff should have been separate. It should have had their own thing instead of mashing all of this crap together.
Right. I mean, they shouldn't. The game awards, I don't know if they should include. I think it should just be strictly games and companies. I feel like content creators and esports should kind of take a step back for that. I think they should have focused more on the games and the companies before they should even think about, esport players and content creators like becoming a part of it.
Like it's big, but it's not that big. I mean, there's more casual than. So like when casual people look at that shit, it's like, what the hell is this? Like, some of them don't even know who's who.
90% of people I didn't know. I'm like, who is that? Who's that? Who's this? Who's that?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sitting here just feeling like I was like, man, this is not like a Super Bowl or whatever. This ain't like you ain't about to play a couple quarters or whatever. You ain't about to play a quarter and then dance around and show me 10 minutes of commercials.
Oh,
you
the
know?
music.
No, not just the music, but all those trailers, those commercials. Just
Oh
like,
yeah, they shoved it up your bunghole.
yeah, I was like, they really playing a generic Switch commercial on a thing. They said they're advertising the Switch and the Switch Lite. I'm like, wow. I was like, this is great. This is great material. He's sitting there promoting shit everyone's already seen. Thumbs up, double thumbs up. I'm literally doing it for everyone. Double thumbs up.
Overall, man, the shit was just fucking gross. Like 100% fucking disgusting. So I don't know. It's like I can see why there's so much hate for it. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah,
It's like it's everywhere. It's like if they could have played their cards right, and it could have been completely different, and it wasn't, and that's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Hopefully next year's better. Hopefully they learn from this. They probably won't. They probably won't, because I mean it gets like progressively worse every year. So
no, they're gonna have a lot of hate, and they're gonna change it next year. Watch, because man, if they change Sonic, they're changing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, son of
yeah, he was a oh no, like he was horrible looking. Little rat.
No. Look at the top of his head.
Anyway, you know, like really, what were they thinking?
Miss
Like,
Leg Day. He missed Leg Day.
you should have thought about that. Come on, like Sonic don't look like Sonic. Why the hell would you make him look like that? Of course, people they would not.
You know, dude. You know what the sad part about that is, bruh. The people who made the recent Sonic thing, they just left business. Apparently, I don't know what happened. I just saw a headline that they are out of business.
I heard. I heard
who made the
they
new
closed.
version of the Sonic is out of business.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the animation studio.
yeah.
They closed one studio. They didn't close all of them yet, from what I've read. They closed like their main one, and they still
get some money for that.
and they still have their like smaller ones around in different like states and countries or wherever it's at. But like, as far as I know, their main one's closed, so we don't know if they're completely out of business. But it's a good sign that they are. So it's like, I mean, I ain't gonna see the movie anyway, but like, I heard didn't they help with Detective? It's like, didn't they help with Detective Pikachu? Because like Detective Pikachu was like, it was alright. I think it was pretty good. So maybe Sonic would be good. I don't know, but I don't know. That sucks, man. It's like, because they got some good animation. Once they like, you can't knock. Even when Sonic looked ugly, the movie looked like, the animation wise, looked good.
And they had Jim Carrey, bro. I
Yeah.
know he wasn't fat, but I mean, he didn't look like Robotnik, but it was Jim Carrey.
You can't beat Jim Carrey.
I wish I on the real, like, he really could not be Jim Carrey, but on the real, like, he could be as funny as Eggman. Like, on the real.
Like if I see that movie is just for Jim Carrey, I'm gonna be honest.
Exactly. Hashtag Team Jim Carrey in the chat.
Like, Jim Carrey's a legend. I would literally, I'd watch paint dry with Jim Carrey.
If you really want to like be real with it, like you could probably like make Danny DeVito be Eggman, no lie.
Nah,
Straight
we
up.
need Jack Black, dude. we need
Jack Black.
Jack Black would have gone in there, bro, and just torn everything up.
No, the only reason I'm saying that is because you know Danny DeVito's voice.
Yeah.
It's literally that voice. He look, come on, he was the Penguin, so obviously, I mean, he could literally pull off Eggman.
Yeah.
I forgot he was the Penguin. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, I totally derped out on that. Yes.
Well, that's because of his short, little stubby legs, but I know for a fact that, yeah. But if you actually looked at the old Batman, the original Penguin was not that short.
Yeah, he flaunted it though, man. He did this.
Yeah, he was a good penguin. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half a nose and everything.
He killed that role. That was like his penguin to me is like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion. I mean, I really think he did good in that role.
That's well. That's kind of like the. I mean, everyone says that like Jack Nicholson. You know what I mean?
In my
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson
hella
is super good, man. But Heath Ledger is my favorite. But in terms of how close the characters followed and how accurate it is, Jack Nicholson did it best. He took the comic character and he was the most comic book. He was the most comic book accurate Joker, while Heath Ledger was the better Joker, but he was the more original Joker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, because it literally just, I guess, like, when that happened, he just started being the Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that whole movie literally started from him being a regular person turning into the Joker. So that could have been, like, literally the predated Joker of what we've seen in Heath Ledger, you know?
Yeah.
Just fixated over years. But, no, Heath Ledger did play, like, a much better Joker. Like, he acted so demented.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
He stole the show. Like when we would watch, I remember when I was at the theater with my friends and we watched it, every time, you know, Christian Bale interrupted a Joker scene, everyone was like booing the shit out of Christian Bale. It was like Christian Bale literally ruined the ambiance of the entire scene.
I was watching that movie last night, actually, dude. It's just like, it got to the point to where I fast forwarded a couple of scenes until I got to the Joker. It's like, I just love, he made that movie without a doubt. It was awesome. Rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Rest in peace, homie.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's a legend, man, without a doubt. But I don't know. You guys got any other topics or anything, or anything we got to talk about, Dino?
Did you guys get any questions from chat by any chance that stuck out to you?
I know that we had one earlier that Vinge posted about the Stadia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
Stadia.
Yes, Google Stadia. I actually heard a lot of crap around it. I mean, the entire thing apparently is crap, but I heard things about it exploding or whatever on Chromecast. I don't know. I'm just hearing things that doesn't sound very pleasant. So what do you guys think about this thing? Do you have any opinions? I mean,
I don't have much to say. I haven't heard much about it, so I'm gonna let Vinge do his thing.
Wait, actually, there's one thing. They are very pricey. The games are very pricey. I think it's like $10-$20 on some games more than other systems.
Really?
I've done a tiny bit of research on it, and the research I gathered from it is it takes a lot of data, okay? And I'm talking an extreme amount of data just for you to even project anything on what you're trying to do. And also think about trying to stream that same thing. You're gonna be eating up some quality internet, and if there's one bump, one this, one that, it's gonna be really difficult for normal people that really don't have like strong internet and aren't in like inner cities, you know. So yeah, like if my internet wasn't, you know, acting crazy and stuff like that right now, but I mean, I got like a 20 upload, so I really don't even feel like, me personally, I should even stream that, because like I don't feel like it's enough.
Bro, and 20 uploads is actually really good.
Yeah, I pay almost $100 a month for my internet, and I'm not even getting it right now. Did you not see my frustration earlier, bro? Like on the real, like straight up, I'm sitting here trying to do everything I gotta do, and I'm still paying that money. And then this guy sits there and tries to sell me a business thing so I can get a static IP. And I'm just like, what? A static IP? Really? I've been doing this for the last 2.5 years, and like, are you kidding me? I need a business account to stream now. I'm not paying another. Yeah, and then after it's all said and done, he's like, I'm just a salesman. I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. You said you're about to tell me something I didn't damn need. You're an asshole. I got his number though, just in case I do want it, but I'm just like, I don't know, I don't think so, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, not one of you need a business account to sit here and make a play. Come on.
No, you don't need that. No, man, damn. No, dude. Like, I'll tell you right now, man. When I heard about this, I already knew Stadia was gonna be a load of shit. Honestly, like, I mean, this Google, for crying out loud, man. Google been fucking everybody over since they decided to take over YouTube.
Let me put it this way: if YouTube can't even successfully post my YouTube videos and successfully notify my subscribers when I do it, I'm not fucking playing shit on their console. You know, it's like I'm not. It's like if their servers can't handle uploading videos, then their servers ain't gonna handle me streaming their damn games. And I ain't about to fucking do that shit.
Yeah, I think I was talking about this maybe like what 9 months ago or more about this when it was a thought. Alright, and I really even said, I was like, it's a nice thought, but we are not ready for it yet.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good concept. It literally makes the future, come on, everyone's seen Demolition Man. Come on. When you got in the car, all you did was just sit there and the car drove for you. You didn't have to do nothing. It's like this right here is just too technologically advanced for what we're doing. Like, it's like we don't have enough people, we don't have enough towers, we don't have enough data going into the air. And Google Stadia is going to suck up your own data. If let's say you have a data plan and you're doing that and you're sitting there wanting to be a streamer that has to stream almost every day to maintain your thing, how are you going to stream that if you're eating up your data and then going over your data? And I mean, that's just for people that are living like that, though,
Basically, man, they need to take Stadia, unplug it, put it in their back pocket, come back to it in 5 years, maybe 5, maybe 10.
And Hazardous brought up a real good point. I just noticed that. Before I bring up Hazardous' point, I just wanted to throw in why I picked out that comment. Because I was trying to look through the chat to see what I could grab, and that was like the one thing that I could grab. When I was doing the whole, stream yesterday, the video game awards, and somebody mentioned, and that was really bad about Stadia. Now, Stadia was talking all this good spit about being able to run all these games, but yet you can't run fighting games on it. So what makes you think you're going to be able to run anything else? It's dead. And what Hazardous said here, he said that Destiny 2, now I haven't played Destiny 2, but Destiny 2 was a nominee on the awards thing, if you even want to call it that. He said that it was free to play on all platforms, but it actually cost $60 on Stadia. That's
what?
That's
insane. What?
60? What? Really?
What?
Yeah.
That's, oh my god.
No.
Bro, what are you doing with all this money?
No, I know what they're doing. They're selling you wolf tickets. That's all.
Dude,
they're
with
doing.
all this money, just give it to charity. What the fuck is this? It's getting Destiny 2 for $60, but it's free on other shit. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, they want that.
It's like they're a charity. So dumb.
Give us the money.
No, it's really what they're doing is, they're really selling you some bullshit.
Crazy, man.
And that's why I call it wolf tickets. It's basically they're just selling you what you want to hear and what you want to see. But people don't. These people these days don't care about the dollar sign, and they'll go and buy it just to be like, "Oh, I got it."
Yeah, look at me. I got the Google Stadia.
Look at my dude. Look at my big old little pee-pee.
Oh, no
Look at my pretty
crossplay.
little pee-pee.
Yeah, it's
no
a little
crossplay.
PP, all right. It got no crossplay.
Hey, yo, PP boy.
This is definitely the superior.
PP on the
concept.
tray.
PP on the back. No, that shit is whack.
That just shows that no one can get a Google Stadia. Unless you're a viewer that's watching this and like, I don't know, you got a lot of money, you can go
And
ahead.
You got
but-
really good internet too.
Yeah.
You
Count me
gotta
out.
have really good internet.
Count me out, bro. I got enough money problems.
I got good internet. And I still ain't getting it. I don't even care. That thing is doo doo. I don't want that.
Yo,
That's
I
another
was.
thing- That's another thing that's cheaply made, just like the Switch, and just like any Xbox. You know, after Xbox 360. Boom. Except for the
Nintendo.
new one.
You know, my NES still outlived everything else. It still works.
I feel you. I still got my Nintendo chilling. All you gotta do is change the pins on your old stuff, and it pretty much works. Like it's brand new. That's it.
I didn't even change my pins. It still got gum in there, and that was it.
Yo, man, Steve is still good.
It still works. Legit, it still works.
Hubba
I'm
bubba.
saying, I'm talking about the gum. I don't talk about
Oh, the gum.
system.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be.
You, got that, you might have to get that Bazooka Joe in there, that big league chew.
Bro, you
That's
got
exactly what it was. It was that dang Bazooka Joe.
you got some
Yeah,
old school
I
Hubba
had-
Bubba in there.
Yeah, I had to throw that
Ooh, Hubba
historical on Flash. All right, me and Veg know straight up. You could go to the store, right, and you would pay like a nickel for like a little piece of gum, right, and it would always have a little comic in it. Okay.
Yeah, I know that one. That's that Bazooka Joe. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's straight up Bazooka Joe, and like it was just so rare to have at the time. You feel me? But
It was
Yo.
like it used to.
Hold on. So I just want to say this real quick before I forget. For those of you that don't know in the stream, you can get episode 1 right now on Spotify. So if you search up Roast House Podcast on Spotify, you can find us. And episode 2 will eventually be up on Spotify as well. Just like to go ahead and remind everybody as well that we do have socials. You can see it on screen, and you can also find it in our little about under section to where you can find all of us on socials as well as the Roast House official socials. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube at Roast House PC, so you can get up to date for everything. That's where we post all of our information and stuff like that. But again, man, follow our Spotify and listen to us on there. If you guys missed the first episode, make sure you listen to it over on Spotify. It's hey, look, it's very awesome, man. I'm stoked to have it on Spotify.
Sounds so fucking professional.
Hey.
That's my
Hey.
boy.
And since I'm gonna say it straight up. You did good there, Flash. All right, but we're not gonna forget CD. All right, shout outs to him. He's
Absolutely.
graduating. Yeah, he graduated damn college.
That's why he's not here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's not here. He's out. Yeah, he's making plays out in the other world. So shout out to him for even making this whole podcast possible in general. You feel me? Because he put more work into it than, trust me, everyone here, including myself. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Absolutely, man. Everybody go follow CD the Prodigy. You can find his Twitter in our about section. Just click on the little link right next to CD. CD made all the intros and outros. CD made any of the graphics you see. He made all the accounts and made everything, set it up, gave me all the information I need, sent it to me so that I can go live and stream it to you guys and get everything together. CD is the man.
He's the glue.
He's the man.
Even tell the truth about this stream right here. Tell him the truth about this stream,
dude.
He's
I'm
so much of a homie.
I'm gonna give y'all a true story. So we're about to go live. This is 10 minutes before we go live. And I'm trying to log into Twitch. And if you guys know anything about Twitch, that when you switch accounts, it asks for a little token to log in. And it's set up to CD's number, right? So when it sent him a token for me to log in, it sent to his phone while he's traveling. He's driving right now. And so we had to like text him. The man pulls over and sends me the code to log into Twitch like a homie, dude.
The podcast is about to
The
start.
the man pit stops to send me the code to go live on Twitch for you guys like an absolute boss, guys. CD is the absolute homie, man. He's one of the realest guys I've ever met. He's what made this podcast possible, and he's going further than he really needs to, and he's showing so much support for this, man. And shout outs to CD. Congratulations for graduating. That's huge. Very proud of you.
Not the same. It ain't the same without him, man.
I'm telling
I
you.
know, right?
So
I'm
next,
just gonna say, the podcast in general is looking really nice. Big
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out for real.
He did phenomenal, man. I swear he got that daggone phone strapped to his wrist like web shooters. For real.
dude, pull it out like the Omnitrix, bro. He was like, "Which
He probably
alien?"
saw the thing. He knew like what it was
Dude.
because
Like,
on the
I
phone it'll
know.
say who it's from.
Yeah.
He's
So he's like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit!" It's that time. So he probably got on Discord real quick.
Yep, dude is a savage. But
Also, there's another thing. If you guys are on desktop, we have a Twitch team. Yes,
Yes.
a Twitch team. If you look below the video player, if you click that, you'll find all the members, and all the members' Twitch channels are there. But bookmark it, because if you're wondering, oh, is a member live right now? They might be live. There's 5 of us. Well, Flash, he doesn't stream, but he will.
right, I stream when I
But
can.
rest do. Either way, you should follow everyone on there for sure,
I
because they're
stream
all
when I
really
can.
serious about the podcast.
Right.
So we got this up and running.
Yep.
Dang, do we have anything else? Is there any other comment?
I guess I just got one thing to add. When you said serious, I'll tell you how fucking serious it was. I activated freaking Harden, bruh. Like, cause I got my ass over here after a funeral, man. I was like, look, I make sure I lift everybody up, do my part, and if I have the time, I'm gonna get my butt over here. I got CD put in all that work, and it just be a mess to not be able to be here with everyone else on episode 1. That was like, I really wanted to. I was hoping I could. I was able to. Thank God for that. So
Absolutely.
I'm
Like-
glad you were around for it too, because it wouldn't have been the same, man. We sitting there kicking it off, and we got the first baseman chilling in the dugout. He went off, he had to go on vacation for a second. I was like, no, it wouldn't have been the same. But this week we could do that for CD,
yeah, and to be able to literally do this with the group of guys that we got here was like, I never even imagined this. And this is definitely one for the record books, folks. Because, like, man, we gelling like Jello, bro. I don't know what else.
Gelling like
say.
Magellan.
Heck
I'm
yeah,
just glad
man.
that we're on Spotify now, like Flash said, and we're gonna try to get on Google. I think we're on Google. Maybe we will be, but Google Podcasts, like I know CD's been trying these other stuff.
It'd be cool
too.
to eventually get on the iTunes too.
Yeah.
It's just like we're working on a lot of things behind the scenes. Another thing we want to do too in some future episodes is actually have guests, which would be really cool, is to include some guests in some episodes and to spice some things up. But really, we're just getting started. This is the beginning. We're just hanging out, chilling. This is awesome. Hope you guys are enjoying. I want to go ahead and just give... I don't have a whole lot of time to shout out everybody I want to shout out, but I want to give a couple of very special shout outs for this episode. Number one, Steffi the Unicorn. Thank you so much for being the podcast first ever host here on Twitch.
Number one.
Shout outs
The
to
old
you.
raid.
The
Yeah.
raid
Thank you.
was huge.
Number one.
Yeah, there's the pee-pee screen.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Steffi.
That's the pee-pee matey call.
I want to say shout outs to our mods. We got Emmanuel, and then we also have Staying up in here, modding the chat, just keeping everything. The chat has been relatively very chill, so they haven't had to do anything. So you guys have been a great chat, but the fact that they're here and watching over, shout outs to you guys. You're awesome. And
Yeah, we see all your comments.
and
Yeah,
Hazardous and Allie as well. Shouts to you two for being here before the stream even started and just chatting it up the whole episode. So shout outs to you guys and everybody else watching, tuning in on Spotify, tuning in on SoundCloud, tuning in on YouTube. Anybody listening in, shout outs to you for checking out the hottest podcast with the chillest crew. This is it.
Crazy, bro.
This is it, man. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. And if you guys got anything else to add or anything to talk about, then go for it.
PP.
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm pretty much.
I don't know, bro. You got a shout out?
I don't know.
I mean, you gotta tell people about your glorious Pokemon Stadium too. I think they should know.
On the real, best game ever in the world. All right. / worst game in the world. All right. Best thing ever. All right. Best graphics, best art I've ever seen. I was blown away by it. Man, I was I was so hyped for it. But on the real, like earlier today, like I'm glad I'm even doing any of this because I've been having like a rough 24 hours, or probably like a rough 72 hours because I've been fighting the internet and lag. You know,
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So I've just been sitting there, just like making moves. I even went and got a new modem and router too. Like, bruh, I was sitting here stressing over everything. You feel me? And even watching streams tonight, even on my own phone, it was buffering. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? For reals? I was like, buffering on a cell phone? I was like, I'm just gonna switch this to data. I might as well, like.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And the thing is, I got really good internet speed. You know, I'm sitting here just like I can't even stream. I can't, make plays that I want to play. Like, cause I kind of like playing video games. And I like things to be the same, but I can't wait to move next year on the real. I hate this house. Straight up. Ever since I moved in here, man, it's been nothing but internet problems. Like,
damn.
Come on,
I
man.
feel it.
Yeah. So like on the real, like. I'm happy that we got to do this tonight because I wasn't feeling good today, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You see it in there. I was like, I've been up all night looking crazy.
So, Vinge, is there anything you wanna say before we head out?
Shit, there's a lot to say. I ain't gonna ramble on. I'm just gonna say shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that put up with me, because I know I can put people through some shit sometimes. Like I have my days. Just shout out to everybody for helping me when times are rough, because I've been through some shit, man. So you guys helped me through that. Like past 2 weeks, hell, even the days before that. Even all the drama nonsense that I had to put up, it was all good and dandy. Powered through it, so
Oh yeah.
appreciate y'all.
For real.
Dino, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to everyone in the podcast, the members, of course, you guys doing this, CD, of course, for doing all that. The viewers, thank you guys for, of course, chilling with us. I mean, who else? Like everyone that has supported the podcast at all, whatever you did, whether you viewed it, whether you shared it with someone, I don't know, whether you guys, a lot of you guys have been like hype beasts for our podcast, so I appreciate that. So all you guys, thank you so much. We really do appreciate your guys' support, and I think that's really gonna wrap it up.
Is it Dino?
Yeah.
I love you.
All right, man. I love you. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Just stop saying that.
All right. So that's
Say it to you again.
that's gonna go ahead.
It's on the
I'll never
podcast.
say
We
it.
haven't
I'll
stopped
never
saying
say it again.
Hey, you know what? You know what?
you.
I love all of y'all. So
Somebody clip that. So
on the real though, I think that's gonna go ahead and close out our episode 2.
Yeah.
We've all went ahead and done our shout outs, say goodbye. The chat's been awesome. Everybody's been awesome. We're gonna go ahead and head out of here. So make sure you guys are following all of our socials. Again, we are on Spotify. If you're just now tuning in, you'll be able to catch this episode on Spotify later on once we post it, as well as last episode, which is already on Spotify. You can also catch our episodes on SoundCloud and our YouTube channel, and follow all of our socials at Roast House PC. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and head out of here, and yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.